Hello, Brazzers fans. I'm Valentina Nappi, and this is Brazzers podcast. And today we have
my wife. This is my wife.
This is how it's gonna. The whole podcast is gonna be like that. I'm already crying a lot. We haven't even started. Please tell me your real name.
My real name is Charles Dera.
Okay.
I'm Seth Gambel.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my
I've
name.
seen your films.
Same. I think I've been in a few with you too. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think both of you have been in me too.
Wow, that was
Now that I think about it, I think you're onto something there.
She's so hot.
Yeah, she is.
Thank you.
I wasn't going to come today. I thought it was just us. And then they told me it was her. And I'm like, oh,
I know. I was like, that part really like nailed it in for me. I was like, I'm totally going to show up now.
yeah.
And also, you're funny. I think American people are not funny.
Really?
Like, you cannot really.
Really?
Like, especially, maybe it's LA. Is it LA that you cannot make jokes? Are you from here?
No.
Yeah, maybe
We're both
that's.
East Coast dudes.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Can you say my wife?
My wife.
I'm alive.
My wife.
You mixed two words together. That was hot.
My wife. What?
Your wildlife.
Try to Kolky Bocek.
Koki Bochak. What am I saying?
These are all Borat lines.
Oh.
You're a big Borat fan, huh?
Oh my God.
I saw Borat, but in Italian, so I guess it's a little different.
So I wonder how that sounded with the...
They changed his voice.
You know, certain. Yeah, it's definitely dubbed. Certain jokes, they don't work.
Yeah.
They don't land.
Most jokes, I think, don't work.
Yeah, I can't.
That's why I was saying if I joke with people here the same way we make jokes in Italy, everybody's gonna get offended. They're gonna cancel me.
Well, comedy's
had
all
to leave
landing, right? It's like how it lands. So like if someone's listening to it in a different language, how does it land? Like you can't, you know what I mean? Like
But it's not what's said, it's how it's interpreted.
Exactly.
That's more important.
Yeah.
So I guess that's trying to what you're saying with how it lands.
Yeah.
It can have no offense, but if the person finds it offensive, then... So that's why I just keep my mouth shut. And I just live as a zombie. Who's better lovers? American men or Italian men?
Let me think. Well, the thing is, we don't have, the best lovers I had, they were definitely in the business. But we don't have that many Italian performers. So besides Rocco Siffredi, who, he puts out a lot of people though.
Yeah, no, for sure.
But I only worked with him when he was already kind of like at the end of his career. Like he just came back and then he
What
stopped
makes
again.
him so good?
Rocco will pull out of you what you want, they don't know yet. Like I didn't eat ass before porn. And because I grew up with a really germophobic mother, I thought like even it was like, oh, that comes out of your penis. That's kind of disgusting.
That's interesting.
And when you get you don't think about those things anymore. And
what was his tactic to get you to jump on?
I don't know. He will just put his on my face, I guess. It's like, oh, I guess I like it. But I feel like nowadays you can. I don't think he can do that. Like, but he knows he can do it. I feel like nowadays you cannot.
It's confidence.
Yeah, I feel like you cannot do it anymore.
I think also
you will get canceled.
Also, but you were like, it was a different energy at that time, right? So you had someone who like, especially someone like Rocco Siffredi, who everybody knows, like, right?
Yeah, when
so
I hear girls going there, and I remember a girl, she was Italian, she wanted to do content with me, and she was complaining, say, oh, Rocco tried to I'm like, why did you go there?
Yeah.
Like, of course it's gonna try like, the whole his website is why did you go there? Well, how did you come up with the stud stuff? Like the stud.
So, she remembers. So, down in Florida, male talent's called a stud, right?
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
They say, where's the stud?
It's like a rooster. No, it's like for the rooster.
Correct.
Yeah.
Is it like...
Well, even in horses. So the male horse that comes to the female is a stud. So stud is always used as like this term. So it kind of is...
Don't you feel objectified?
No, I love it. I've spent my entire life...
There would be something wrong if we weren't being objectified.
I'm blessed. I spent my entire life fighting because those are my favorite things. I just love it. Like, to me, that's what I live for. So when the chance that I get to do that any day is like, yeah.
Yeah,
So stud, do stud. And I want to see others do stud as well and take my hat off. And you can be a stud if you're male, female.
I feel like nowadays we don't age like, we're not our parents. We're younger.
It's mental.
No, I'm talking about wrinkles and arthritis. Like I feel like we don't age like our parents.
Why?
There's too much in the food.
No, so we should be worse now. We should be worse now.
I think to agree. I think to a degree we are, but not in a different way. I feel like we are, like in some ways.
But I feel like mentally we feel younger, so we are younger. I think everything's mental.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
I mean,
if you feel old.
My parents, they were not eating meat as often. Like the access to medicine was not as, I don't know how it was here, but I feel like, lifestyle was different.
The more medicine you take, the more screwed up you're going to be.
No, it depends what you're talking about, but usually the population, more antibiotics they get, the better it is.
The worse.
No.
The worse.
Well, I cannot pull up studies now, but anyway, in general, people are living
pull
longer.
up them studies.
Brian,
where they at?
Come on.
Put it on, Brian.
Come on, look at people. Like if I think about my father in the 50s, when he was in his 50s, and how you're gonna be in 5 years, you are definitely gonna look younger than how my dad was in his 50s. You know what I'm talking about?
I do think people look younger now.
Yeah,
like I do. I agree with that.
Like if I think about stars when they were my age, in the early 2000 or 90s, they look way older than what I look right now.
I think it's also styling and stuff.
I don't do Botox.
Maybe you don't, but a lot of them do.
Yeah, but I don't do Botox.
Filler?
I don't do fillers either.
I didn't say you did.
I don't. I have never done fillers.
So that she got very like.
No, I'm not. If I do this thing, I'll tell you. But what I'm saying is, we don't age as. That was the whole point.
I know. Maybe because you get a lot of.
Could be. Yeah, could be that keeps me young. All the
endorphins from you just stay younger.
All the movement. All the happening.
How's it go?
She's like an idea.
Oh, my neck, getting old.
You're saying we stay younger because we're getting
I think there is something to that.
Does it turn you on?
What?
Stud. If I call you stud.
Oh my God, it drives me wild.
Stallone. Vieni a montarmi. Sono la tua giovenca.
I don't know what she said.
It's great. It's great. Doesn't matter. And she's like, she said some real
No, I said, what's the female equivalent of stud?
It's a stud. Same thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's La Stud.
Studette.
It's like La Stud.
It's a what?
La Stud.
Like a little stud?
Like L, like La.
Stud light.
Stud light.
Stud light.
Diet stud. Stud zero.
So you don't have a term for female stud? I don't
no.
believe that. English is such a complex language, has like a term for each thing.
Well, I don't think there's too many chicks that are used in impregnating women.
Oh, that's why Megan is called Megan the Stallion, because there's not an equivalent.
Stallion's a male stud.